Everyone, would you like to glow through your day? We're going to tell you how. You need our Glow Collagen. It is a type 1 collagen mixed with superfood antioxidants. It causes you to have more youthful skin, reduces wrinkles, strengthens your nails, and reduces cellulite. It also helps reduce joint stiffness and discomfort. So if you'd like your glow to get glowing, go to Linda's link and look at our collagen called Glow. See you later.
Introducing Time Stop, the revolutionary anti-aging facial cream. It's not greasy and it's not oily. Now you can get Time Stop with the benefits of Carbon Shield 60, which is 100 times more effective in removing free radicals than vitamin E. Add Time Stop to your cart and turn back the clock starting now. Well, hello everyone, it's me, Snarky McAllister, aka Linda Paris, and yes, I got to throw out one more video while all this stuff is happening because these people are so laughable. But this is actually a viewer mail video, and one of the things I want to dig into my viewer mail here because I went down there Saturday, actually, yesterday. Today's Sunday. I probably won't have this uploaded until tomorrow. Judy, is it Huffman? Judy H. So, Judy H., I went to the post office and your letter was there. And I got it home and I read it and I had a hallelujah moment. You know why? Because you write in here, let me see, it's just a short note. And you gave me a very nice donation. Thank you so much, Judy. But listen to her letter. It's just a note. It's on a little piece of note paper. Hi, Linda. I was beginning to worry about you that with your emphasis on ascension, that you lost your snark. But your last video showed me otherwise. Thank God. Keep up the snark. Love you. Judy H. Now, it says, P.S. My favorite part is when you start singing, mocking the left. That is hilarious. Judy, I said to myself all week, maybe I should stop all this singing because they're probably sick of hearing it. But I can't help it. I can't stop myself. They're so freaking hilarious with this, if I had a hammer. You know, they're trying to relive that whole era, only now they're just so old and decrepit. And the funniest part is they try to dye their hair purple to make themselves hip. But in the meantime, they're on walkers and they're wearing clown clothes and all this other stuff. So that's probably part of why they like the mask. Anyway, so I'm starting out with Judy here because, Judy, you inspired me to put a little news into my viewer mail video. So we're going to do a couple of news clips now, and then I'll get right back to the viewer mail, which I'm going to end on. And I want to make you guys aware, I am working on the Happy Human, but this is going to be a, so all I want to say about this is that all Max updates, lengthy updates, will be on Happy Human. And also I'm working on some new ways to get the information across about fasting. So I found some stuff yesterday, and so I'm still working on it. I've got part of it done. But I ran into a situation where I want to do a better job, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I said, Linda, do what you have to do. Tell the people. They'll understand. And, of course, there's plenty of room for snark on Happy Human. It's just that this is so much funnier. Meme of the day. Why, yes, I am going to the No Kings protest. How did you know? Honk, honk. Jeez, these people are, I hate to call anybody ugly, but in this case, I'll make an exception. These people are all ugly, but it's not even their fault that they're, well, I guess it is their fault, isn't it? But I guess my point was going to be, really, if you try to look beyond all the clown stuff, some of them look like there could be an attractive person in there, but then they go and do this. Oh, that looks so good. These people, oh, look, it's so original, too. And I hate to tell all of you, all this was done in the 80s, and before the 80s, it was done in jungles across the Amazon and Africa and other islands and little-known places. So you're not the first, you're not hip, you're not cool because you're too old. And you people, I could forgive you because you just were popped out of the womb, you haven't seen it yet, so... But this is the whole 80s and the 90s, and now you're doing the same damn thing. So don't expect the rest of us to be shocked. The only thing we're shocked about is how ugly you're making yourselves look. And act, too. That's another thing I have on my Happy Human. A book called it's about emotionally induced illness. So you can make yourself sick, which of course they have. And also there's a Fauci element here, if you know what I mean, that is causing these people to be this way, I think. But that's not all. There's a whole smorgasbord of goo surrounding each and every one of these copycats that copies their look from everybody, all of us in the 80s. That we were doing it first. Now, this is the United Spot stating the obvious. The people who have been lording over us like kings and queens don't want kings now. Why? Because there's a new king in town. And I keep saying it. To me, he's a king. He's everything a king should be. You are fake. There. Swing low, sweet chariot. That's why they're singing slave songs. Because they can't steal anymore. They've been acting like kings and queens this whole time, okay? They've been stealing our money like no other. What they've been doing to the kids is unconscionable, and we're going to find out more. And so for them to say no kings is a joke, and as it turned out, the whole thing was a joke, and no kings exposed. Right here, all the kings. They're all kings. They don't want the new king to come in. And again, I've said it 1,000 times. To me, he has all the attributes of a real king, someone who cares about the people, and someone who has great intelligence and great savvy and knows how to make a deal, okay? It says something seems a bit off here. I didn't watch this video, so I'm not quite sure what he's talking about, but I'll say, look how old and what's the point? It's like there's no passion, there's no anything. If you go look at Tommy Robinson and Britain First, and that whole movement, these are passionate people. If you look at Trump supporters, we're passionate people. We see you kings and queens that have been in office, and your reign is over. That's why they're singing slave songs. You must keep your musky hands off our money. It's not your money. See, that's the problem. Anyway, next thing you know, they'll be up there. If we had a hammer, we'd hammer the Trump supporters. We'd hammer them out of existence all over this land. Everybody. Whose side are you on? It's so, that whose side are you on song. You just see slaves trudging across the cotton fields, whose side are you on? Everybody. They want their money. It's not your money. Who told you that? That's what I want to know. Where do they get the idea that this is their money? Whew. By the way, I wanted to bring up something here, and I wrote it down. Here it is. So this whole closing the government and everything, I think it's hilarious because they were tricked into doing it, first of all. They're so hysterical. They're like chickens with their heads cut off, run. I've heard they run around. I've never seen that, but it's an old saying. They're like running into each other. They're running all over the place. They're splitting apart. They hate each other because they all have their own ideas about how the party should be run. And the people who are really running it are gone. Where are they gone? Well, they're the ones that should be singing slave songs. I have a feeling they're in doing the chain gang. That's the life that we have, working on the chain gang. Yeah, they went from bankers to a chain gang, and now their minions are singing, what's that on you? Acting like it's the end of the world. They're taking our money. It's not your frickin' money. Dang. Anyway, I made notes on this shutdown. They're letting it, I think, this is just my opinion, and it's just me just projecting, what I see and what it means to me. But when I see all this going on, it seems to me, remember this, sometimes you have to show the people, okay? So they almost have to show how far the DEMS will go to win an election or to make a point, meaning a point that they benefit off of. In other words, holding out so that they can get, free medical care for illegal immigrants. I mean, what is wrong with these people that they don't understand the difference between legal and illegal? I really believe we ought to look into the head injury angle. Because these people are all so despicable. I can imagine them getting head injuries early on. Wink, wink. Mommy threw me on the floor again. I'm just kidding. That's just a joke. You have to remember whenever I say anything cruel about them, it's just a joke. Anyway, they have to show how far, they have to show the people. Because who would ever think they would even do this? Well, they're showing that, and Fauci's coming up here. Fauci's, he's ready to cue on stage. I'm not quite sure who's actually, is this the actual people? If they have clones, if they jump into clones and let their clones go on trial. I don't know. I haven't figured it out. But I think the real people have been tried. And the ones that we're looking at now are clones, but maybe clones, maybe not with the original. I don't know. It makes me dizzy to think about these people. No wonder they're acting like retards, okay? This is retarded. It doesn't make one point, okay? And I don't know if he's talking about, I'll probably have to watch that. But I'm thinking he's going to say that something about the signs, that they all say the same thing or something. Who cares? These people, look, they're not a threat. And I saw a video from a girl who was laying out some stats, some receipts. She says this represents about she said this represents about 3% of the population. Because they've got stats, the white hats do. They know how many people are out here. Why would you go out and protest so somebody else could steal, so that your leaders could betray you? Does that make any sense? Unless you're on the payroll, it doesn't. They have to be shown. A lot of people are dumb. They haven't figured it out yet, that it's a criminal enterprise, our country is. This is more the United spot, but the thumbnails. They're the ones who have been active. Look at Pelosi. How many homes does she have? She has a wall around her house. This stuff needs to be cracked open, and we need to be able to see what the hell they've been doing with our money. Whenever they put this anti-ICE Karen or any kind of protester or Karen or Antifa thing getting arrested in the funniest ways, I know it's not going to be funny to me. That's why I don't need to watch this, because it's going to piss me off. They're so obnoxious. They get up in people's faces. Of course, this was photoshopped on. Hands up, Karen. They're so stupid that they think that they can attack federal officers, obstruct them from their facility. Federal. These people don't know the difference between local crime and federal crimes, but they're about to find out. And please give them sentences 10 years and above. This is treason, basically, is what it is. It's insurrection and treason. And so, I don't know what the hell they think. I really don't. They all look brain damaged. God. 3% of the population, people. It's, 3%. It's kind of a lot when you think about how many people are here to be this effed up. But then again, we have Dr. Fauci, and we can look forward to these symptoms coming out sooner or later. They were all jacked up. And what year? It's supposed to be coming out now. Well, I'm just saying. I love Dr. Turley, Professor Turley. Well, he knows a lot about the law, and he's entertaining to listen to. He does all the voices and stuff, like I do. He whines when he doesn't do it like I do, but he has his own version of their whining. And that always makes it more fun for me to listen to. And plus he has a good use of the English language. He refers to Jasmine Crockett as the constitutionally illiterate Jasmine Crockett. She doesn't know anything about the Constitution. And so not only does he calls them illiterate, but he always calls them a specific, like whatever their job is, they're illiterate at that particular thing especially. Anyway, the No Kings flop was a humiliating disaster. Total flop. No kings. We the people don't want a king. You're not the people. You're 3% of loudmouths. We really need to get a place for these people to go and get some help. And look, when the airplane goes over the No Kings thing, and all this poop comes out, that's the military, in my opinion. It's not Trump doing it. These are military trolls with the specific purpose to get them to react a certain way, to get them to work against themselves because they're so insulted by it. Plus, the military knows what gets their goat. The sombrero one was great because now it'll never die. Why? Because they are all acting like they're Mexican. They care about Mexicans more than they do us. Not the legal people, though, that came here from Mexico. No. No, they only care about the illegal ones. Why? Because they cheat every election. And they'll never win another election if they don't, Basically, every time he deports people, he's deporting their base. Nobody ever wanted Democrats in power, okay? They can't take the cake. They've been saying this since the 1800s. And Hillary Clinton's mentor was Robert Byrd. I don't know whether I think he was senator or governor of South Carolina, and she was he was her mentor. He was a grand dragon of the KKK. How does this get lost is what I want to know. And these people are empty-headed nincompoops. I'm talking about these people right here. And many of them just want to relive the 60s. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer at Trump. I'd hammer his supporters right over the head. I'd hammer out Nazis. I'd hammer out racists. That was for you, Judy. Oh, brother. Now, this is Puppet Gate. I guess I should follow this person because I use so many of their memes. And they do have regular memes. I'm going to put some meme videos up too. I'm going to start sharing meme videos that I did way back in the day, but they are relative now. They relate to what's happening now. So, like them in Gitmo and stuff like that. Anyway, this is what I'm talking about. He deserves the crown of all crowns for what he's done. To put himself in this position, it doesn't even matter if they have stand-ins or what, which of course they would have to. Why? Because Saddam Hussein had like 50 doubles in boats every time he went out into the Mediterranean. He had like all of these other Saddam Husseins. Why? Because everybody was trying to kill him. And if anybody tried to kill him, they'd see where the shots came from and they would all descend on him. So, you know, it's just protocol. That's all. If you're a world leader, you got to have doubles these days. And you can bet they've all had them. So, but it doesn't even matter. Because the original, if there was no Donald Trump, there'd be none of this. It's more than just a person running for president. It's a movement. And we needed someone to spearhead the movement. And he put himself out there. And man, they are vicious. But I think that spurs us on because we're going to like, bring it, bitches. You know, go ahead, call us Nazis. If we were Nazis, we would have already tied them to the back of our pickup trucks and had a big Burning Man festival. You can bet on that. But they don't know that. They're just limited IQ, short DNA, single-celled amoebas. Ew. Ew. Give Rashida Tlaib her pussy back. And go get a new face. God, you're disgusting. Make him go away. Just make him go away. Doesn't he look greasy? Doesn't he look dirty and greasy and slimy? Well, we all know why he's crying. That's why he's crying. He's part of the Red Shoe Club. I actually think they all are. But some of them want to go to the light, okay? Some of them don't. I am representative of the worm people. I'm attacking the First Lady because I look like a human worm. Really, I think it just goes, his neck just keeps going, and that these are fake arms attached. Look how tiny the shoulders are. Look how ugly he is. And he almost has, look, this is worth going in on. Going in on this. Yeah, I feel like there's beady little reptile eyes. There's something wrong with his eyes. Look at this reptoid. This is what they look like, I think. This is exactly what a reptoid would look like. Looks like there's some digital interference, too. Maybe the teeth are trying to, but it looks like he's shape-shifting. God. This is what I say. Why do they have to be so ugly? Melania sued by liberal hack. We know he's not going to win. Yeah, you're ugly. Go back home. Fix your face. You're going to lose just on that face alone. Look at our gorgeous First Lady, even when she's mad. Is he pregnant? What's he, about 7, 8 months? What the hell? Put on a jacket. Wear a freaking caftan or something. Jesus Christ, what a pig. Ugh. Yeah, I saw where he was going up there going, this is Nazi Germany, people. This is Nazi Germany. This is what they were actually doing in Nazi Germany. They were lowering taxes and causing people to have to enter the country illegally. This is Nazism at its finest. Now I gotta go. My wife's cooking dinner. Although I don't see how anybody could be married to this thing. Good God, he's got to have his own bed. Who would sleep in a bed with that? Geez, the whole thing would go over to his side. God. Get a new shirt. Get one of those Nehru jackets or something. Or put on a suit, for God's sakes. You know, you could fix that with some shoulder pads. Put some shoulder pads on. Yeah, you'll be sweaty for a while, but at least you won't look like a hog. God. What a hideous-looking creature. Whew. Yeah, Bill's lost weight. This guy's got... You know, he's having twins. If this is a female and it's pregnant, it's having twins, okay? Wow. Bill O'Reilly, who would even have to demolish his lies? They were just juvenile lies. It's like from a juvenile short story. Some little 11-year, 12-year-old boy went in and wrote about Nazis. Wrote a little fantasy. These people, they're devolving. It's really fun to watch. I like it. They're they're misshapen. That's the thing. They get ugly in different ways. It's fun, like this worm guy that we just looks like a worm face. God, and then of course Kimmel, who will not give Rashida Tlaib her pussy back. He's using it on his face. Whew. Look at, he's shape-shifting. Look. He not that he ever looked that good. Well, any good, really. He always looked freaky. Remember those pictures of his big eyes popping out of his head, just like in that episode of Outer Limits, where the guy, I don't know, he was wearing goggles. I forgot what the episode was, but when they took the glasses off, he had these great big huge eyes. But now he's, wow. He really is strange looking, isn't he? Trump slams Schiff as one of the lowest forms of scum. And we know he is. Little kids, Liddle, little kids. How's your baby toddler massage business going? You creep, you freak of nature. So he's got a lot to answer for. So I'm sure the original has probably been arrested because this one doesn't have the big eyes. Either way, I guess we'll learn what happened to the originals, I hope. It doesn't matter. Whatever this is, it's weird. It's just as weird almost as the other one. Okay, I seen this guy trying to come around our house, meaning our MAGA house. I've seen this guy, Stephen something. Where's his Stephen A? Who? I don't know what that even means, other than the fact that this guy used to be on ESPN, and he actually looks like somebody just hit him in the head with a hammer. At all times, he looks like he has an IQ of 2, and I'm being generous. You know, somebody dressed him, because I don't think he could do this. I really don't. But look at that. What's he saying? Who cares? Oh, he said something about Trump or Diesel. Aqua baby motor booty, bubba. Get up. I think that's what he said. That was a really good album. Bootsy Parliament Funkadelics. And I don't care what kind of suit. As long, if you're going to make that face and say things like this, people are going to call you dumb. It says case collapses. No shit. Trump humiliates E. Jean Carroll after judge rejects her $85 million demand. First of all, she said he assaulted her in a A department store dressing room. Come on. Well, I left off the first one. So second of all, he said that he assaulted her in a department store, good like Saks or something, in a dressing room. Number one, he wouldn't give her the second look. And he just dates prettier, more beautiful, more classier women. She's not his type. We already know that. We know it from him. He told us. But then we have this.
Victim.
You don't feel like a victim?
I was not thrown on the ground and ravished. Which, the word rape carries so many sexual connotations. This was not sexual. It hurt. It just, you know.
But I think most people think of rape as it is a violent assault. It is not.
I think most people think of rape as being sexy.
Mm. Let's take a short break.
Think of the fantasies.
Mm. We're going to take a quick break. If you can stick around, we'll talk more on the other side.
You're fascinating to talk to.
Oh, God. That's almost worth listening to again. God, she's like a freaking loose cannon, isn't she? So, of course, they found in his favor. Look at her. She's a nutbag. God. It never happened. She's not my type. The president's trying to be as gentlemanly as he can. I mean, even Anderson Cooper was like, even the lizard was freaked out. Rand Paul's dark warning to Fauci after caught destroying emails. Well, you can't destroy emails. They've got them already. If Fauci thinks they don't already have all of his emails, then, well, this may seem redundant or unnecessary, but he's not operating with a full tank of gas, okay? So I guess that's stating the obvious. He's obviously a psychotic, freaking serial killer. So, Fauci, subject. You see that right there? So that's what I'm thinking is going on with this letting the showing of this, showing them shutting down the freaking government for their own benefits. People aren't getting paid. You know, this is causing a lot of problem for everyday people. And that the Democrats would do this for their own political gain while they're living in luxury and calling Trump a king. It's outrageous, really. Everything they do is outrageous, though. So how can you even rate it? You know, they just get more and more outrageous and more pathetic, and they push more and more people away. So I guess I'm all for it. Anyway, this is what I think is happening. This is poking its nose out. And so we may have to see some other Democrat hellish moves because they're insane, the actual leaders. Look what Chuck Schumer did. I mean, he's at the very least, you could say he's been incredibly crafty during all of this. He's like an old fox, you know, or a wolf or something. He's crafty. But he's not been. He was ensnared so easily. Once their control network was taken down, they proved that they cannot function as a party. And so they don't have the necessary people in place to sustain their party. Everything's coming down piece by piece. And you know where it's all leading. And something big is on the horizon because, like, there's so many videos out there saying it, you know, just to warn us. So, I trust the universe. So, anyway, now back to the viewer mail. It's the viewer mail, the viewer mail. Everybody loves the viewer mail, whether you're dark or light, or you're tan or pale. Everybody loves the viewer mail. Now it is the time for the viewer mail. Yeah. Did you like that? I wrote that right now just for you because I feel the snark. I do. And I've worked it into my ascension because everybody has their own vibration and their own way of being. And I'm not going to change my way of being just to pretend to not want to laugh at these people. So that's that. It's my vibration. I can't change it. I can't help it. I'm going to read through this again. But anyway, Lisa, I got your letter. This is, it's a lot of pages, front and back. So I haven't read the whole thing yet. So I want to, I think this is a dream that you're sending me, and I want to read it in its entirety and speak on it because I'm going to be doing videos about dreams. So Lisa, I did get your letter, and here it is safely in my hands. It's going to go over here. Merle says she used to watch me religiously when I believe you were on YouTube. She's been having problems with YouTube. She went back to Rumble and found me again. She said she's sorry about my Truman. Yeah. Thank you. Sincerely, Merle. Thank you, Merle. Yes, and I'm getting back on YouTube, and also I want to announce that they may give me my channel back. I don't know. I see other channels coming back, but they're going to look over them and everything, and I don't know. You know, I don't think I did anything wrong at all. Carla wrote me a letter. I'm not a stalker, and I won't write again. You know, I like getting letters. I'm not a stalker, and I won't write again. I just appreciate your level of commitment to raising human consciousness and know I have information that you'd find useful. I hope you accept my invitation. You are great fun to follow on social media, and I am grateful for you. I didn't want to read the other part because it was kind of personal. But anyway, so you're living, Carla, in Vienna, Virginia, and I grew up in Vienna, Virginia. And I think that's funny because she writes, I had a brother who lived in Venice until he passed away last February. My sister still lives in Port Charlotte. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm living where you have a brother and a sister, and you're living where I grew up. That's crazy, Carla. Now, I really want to thank Philip. He regularly donates to me, and he writes me short notes. Hi, Linda, much appreciation. God bless Philip, and a smiley face. Philip, thank you so much. Jenny, you sent me a donation. I want to thank you. You said, wish this was more. Aw, that is sweet. This is great, Jenny. Thank you so much. So is this Jean? No, this is different. So this must have come in an envelope with no return address, I think, because I don't see your name on this, and you say a fan, and you're talking about me doing fasting, and that everyone's colon is different, and that you're a retired RN. I'll be reading from Arnold Ehret's book, and it's more than just the colon. That is, I don't see your name on here, and the envelope. What? I probably lost it myself. I apologize. Things are confusing sometimes, especially with a puppy. God, this puppy is insane. Anyway, but to what you're saying about the different, everybody has a different colon, and they also have been on different medications, and some of these medications have different metals and stuff in them. So really, it is a designer. What I'm trying to do is get people to know their bodies. There are certain standards you can adhere to where fasting is harmless in a lot of ways. Like fasting for a day isn't going to hurt anybody. And to also be sure and see your doctor. You know, don't go into anything that you don't But right now, I'm not advocating anybody fast. I'm only advocating that people skip breakfast and start making their meals healthier to get ready to do a fast. So, okay. Now this is from Jean. I'm a long-time follower of yours since at least 2017 when I red-pilled and became a Trump supporter and a follower of Q. Jean is talking about currencies, that people have been saying that the corporation of the United States had ended. I think it has. Oh, and she's turning me on to two websites, thequietjourney.tv and therealjohnfkennedy.com. So I will check those out. Anyway, thank you guys so much for all of your letters and your thoughts and your dreams and your information, because I get a lot of information from you guys, and I'm going to go check out some of this stuff that you've sent me. And I would like to start doing live streams. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. This is a long video, but I'm going to get back to work on my happy human. And I'm signing off.